was interesting, but it kind of sucked that Adam Sessler was with Seth Killian doing the fucking commentary. And I even left a little comment on my YouTube channel about how silly it was to hear some of the shit they was saying. Like Seth Killian was like, so Marvel has allowed for more liberties to be taken with the heroes because nobody wants to see these overpowered characters, these characters that can't be beaten. And this is what I said on the YouTube page even. It's like, well, what about Marvel vs. Capcom 2? Did they just not care at all back then? Maybe now they actually care about making a good game as opposed to a game where you have to use only Marvel characters or you're pretty much fucked. I mean, in that game, let's look at any competition of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 pretty much going on at all. What do you have to use? You have to use Santhrax. You have to use fucking what's the other one? It's not coming to me, the fucking word, the label for it. But anyway, you get the idea. It's fucking Storm, it's Magneto, it's Cable, it's Cyclops. You kind of get Captain Commando, but really, it's filler. He can't do anything on his own. It's not like Sentinel. Sentinel can actually fight shit on his own. He doesn't actually necessarily have to have backup to fight. And that's how it is with all the Marvel characters. They completely own the shit out of all the Capcom characters. But, and honestly, from the footage I saw, it did not look that different in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I saw a whole lot of Capcom characters just getting the shit kicked out of them by Marvel characters. So it's, it's more of the same. Except it'll be Deadpool now, and, who else? Who else did they change? I'm not sure. Hold on a second here. Got to... Thank you. And anything else? Okay. So I had to receive some clothes there for a second. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, the characters we'll be seeing. Yeah, so now it'll be Deadpool and, who else? Maybe Wolverine, who knows? Some of these characters might actually be more usable now than they were in Marvel vs. Capcom 2. More of these Marvel characters will be more usable. Maybe Hulk will be the new Sentinel. And, Iron Man will be really kick-ass now. It's like, come on. I seen Dante and I marked out for 10 seconds until I realized, oh yeah, he's Capcom. And he proceeded to get his ass whooped. So, go figure. Same with, what was another? Oh, Chris Redfield. Chris Redfield actually looked mildly interesting with what I saw. Except out of everything I saw, he was getting the shit kicked out of him. So I'm not really sure. But there might be some potential there. But I didn't see it from the exhibition so far. I just saw a shitload of Marvel characters kicking ass. So, yeah, I don't really expect much out of 3. Was there any other competitions that I've forgotten? I probably have. Seems like more happened. Oh yeah, Tekken 6. Tekken 6 actually was interesting. That was probably the best other than the men's Marvel vs. Fuck Marvel vs. Capcom 2. But the men's Super Street Fighter 4 final. Other than that, Tekken was probably second best. Because it was just it was interesting, it was cool to watch. And by the way, I love the outcome just because I didn't want to see a fucking... Because it did kind of suffer from that same problem as the other fighting games where everybody was using the same characters. Except in this case, it was fucking martial law. Everybody was using martial law. Which... I don't know. Come on, people. Use other shit. I hate how people do that. You'll have these players who are in competitions who will do well... But then I say, oh, well, they're doing well because of the character they're using, not because they're actually good. It's just, I don't get it. Why would you want to go to a competition and win with a character that is the easiest is a really easy character to win with. That's like going to a competition in Street Fighter 4 and using fucking Sagat. Ooh, you can be really proud of that win. You used fucking Sagat and kicked the shit out of everybody. Which actually isn't true in Super Street Fighter 4 anymore. I don't believe Sagat's even close to as dominant as he was in the first one. But to get back to the point at hand, you know, I don't get why people want to do that. There's no pride in that kind of win. But anyway, just to wrap it up, I liked the way the Tekken 6 won, no martial law won, which was awesome. What else? Oh yeah, of course, the men's finals of Super Street Fighter 4, which was really good. I really liked it. There was a little too much of, you know, I seen Honda a couple times. I think 2 or 3 times I saw Honda. Adon, of course, you had that guy that made it in with Adon. Was it GamerB? No, was GamerB using, which one was it? It was GamerB or that other guy that was using Adon. And I was like, wow, and they were doing some pretty interesting shit, I do have to say. For a character that everybody's kind of written off, that was pretty interesting to see. You know, he was doing moderately well. Some of it was luck to some extent, just because he wasn't really getting caught. And when somebody did finally catch him to some extent, his gameplay kind of fell apart, you know, a little bit. But as a whole, I think there was some potential there to what he was doing. So it was also, wasn't it like, didn't I say it was like the first time that guy had ever shown up to EVO before? So that's really interesting to see how far he went with such a considered low-tier character. But, what was the other one? That other guy that got far that people was kind of surprised by. There was one of them that even used a controller, which was just wacky. Who uses a fucking gamepad at EVO? At any fighting game competition, if you play competitively, you gotta ditch the fucking gamepad, generally. That was either GamerB or the other dude, I think, that used a gamepad. But, what was I gonna say? I found it great that fucking Daigo won. I was actually rooting for him. I was like, fuck America. Fuck them. Had that other dude that looked like a fucking vampire. How can I root for that? Dude looked like fucking Count Chocula. Hey, fuck off. I don't want you to win. And what character was he using? I think it was Rufus, maybe? Yeah, he was using Rufus. Which, by the way, he had a really good Rufus. I'll give him credit for that. I just couldn't cheer for him because he was so ghoulish looking. I figured he'd win and then he'd be like, brains. And we just can't have that as our EVO champion. But, yeah, it was interesting. And Daigo is, of course, the beast. He's beastly. You couldn't pay me to play against that guy. Honestly, you couldn't fucking pay me to do it. It would be just so depressing. But, what was I gonna say? Either way, you know, that all came down rather interestingly. And honestly, just to get onto a side note here, I love how the fucking live stream crashed during what I assume was probably the last round. Maybe last 2 or 3 rounds of the men's final between Daigo and that EG, you know, member of Evil Geniuses. God, what's his name? Well, anyway, y'all know who the fuck I'm talking about. It all came down to that, and then just the fucking live stream dies, and then when it finally comes back up, they're doing like the post-game wrap-up. They're like, it's over. Fucking Daigo won, and it's like, oh, okay. That's awesome. And like I said on my YouTube channel, if I hear anytime soon that they're trying to sell DVDs of this event, I guarantee you that's why the stream died. They wanted to make sure they could save that fucking footage for a DVD or something. I know the guy came on and said, oh, stuff's going to get uploaded to YouTube, blah, blah, blah. Quality's probably going to be terrible. So, go figure. Like I said, if I hear they're doing DVDs, I'm swearing up and down that they fucking closed the stream on purpose. Damn it. Fucking heartburn. But yeah, I guarantee it, man. If they say DVD sales, I'm like, yeah, they closed the stream on purpose so they could get that fucking extra revenue of people wanting to see how it ended and all that.